is it.
This is it. This is it.
Welcome to WatchMojo, and in this installment of Versus, it's a big one, as we're pitting iPhone against Android. Which platform has the best apps, tech support, accessories, and ease of use? And which reigns supreme overall? Well, stay tuned to find out.
Ooh, it's gonna be a battle for the ages!
Round 1. Price and availability. We're going to be honest right off the bat with this one. In terms of overall price and availability, Android devices from brands like Samsung and Google usually offer much more flexible packages than Apple. Take Samsung for example. The brand offers a phone for every user, of all technical abilities, at every price point, from your technophobe grandfather to your hotshot business executive.
I'm not an idiot. Double click!
You can't possibly think that's the same thing.
It's the exact same thing!
And although Google's range of phones tend to be a bit more specialized and expensive, the brand still offers a wide range of devices at different price points. Compare that to Apple's limited iPhone range, which is quick to retire aging models, and you've got quite the contrast. And even when comparing flagship devices, Android phones usually come out cheaper. You'll usually find that the latest brand new shiny iPhone is more expensive than pretty much any other top-of-the-range Android device, with the exception of some of the very expensive Google Pixel devices. When it comes to actually buying an Android or iPhone device, the former is usually more widely available from a variety of retailers, opening up the possibility of getting a better deal.
Yeah, boy!
For all the reasons we just mentioned, we're giving this round to Android. Round 2. Apps.
What's an app? They're little programs you use on your phone while driving.
Okay, this is where the fanboy pitchforks will likely start to come out, because apps and their usability and availability are constantly a topic of debate in the smartphone world, especially in the iPhone versus Android debate. It's no secret that Android has more apps than iOS, about 1 million more in fact.
Free apps! I got free apps!
But does that mean Android is the superior app platform? Well, not quite. The Google Play Store, where Android apps can be downloaded from, is more relaxed when it comes to what apps it allows on its storefront. This means laxer vetting when it comes to app compatibility with various devices and potential app malware. So you could argue there are far more Android apps available, but many of them may be duds for one reason or another.
Poor Android. Whose behavior do you find more perplexing?
Apple's iOS apps, however, have a reputation for being, well, better overall. Apps developed specifically for the iOS platform have a better track record for compatibility and security, and general user friendliness too. Users who frequently jump between iOS and Android devices note the difference between the quality of apps is palpable. You might even find the exact same app from a developer just works better on iOS, no doubt due to the fact that said developer has a brand-wide, cookie-cutter iOS framework to work with, rather than a mishmash of different frameworks offered by various Android devices. With quality over quantity, this round goes to the iPhone. Round 3. MultiDevice Integration. Android used to be miles behind its Apple counterpart when it came to offering seamless connectivity throughout an ecosystem of products. However, brands like Samsung have come a long way, and for every Apple Watch and iPad that exists, Samsung pretty much has a wearable or tablet that goes up against it, and links up effortlessly with your smartphone, allowing you to work, play, stream, and browse between devices without missing a beat. In fact, you could argue that with Samsung offering a wider variety of products equipped with smartphone-enabled technology, from TVs to refrigerators, the scope of Samsung's multi-device ecosystem is far greater.
Refrigeration. Are you talking about refrigeration?
No.
But the proof is indeed in the pudding. I mean, Android devices struggling to connect, dropping out, or having compatibility issues between different devices is a very common occurrence. In a similar way to Android apps, the Android ecosystem has plenty to offer, it's just lacking finesse. Apple, on the other hand, is the poster boy for seamless connectivity, and it's a big part of their marketing for a reason. If you buy multiple Apple products, they will connect to each other without you having to even think about it, whether that's snapping your iPhone onto your MacBook and using it as a webcam, or connecting a new pair of AirPods.
I am all-powerful!
And of course, there are plenty of Apple products out there designed specifically to work alongside the iPhone. For its set-it-and-forget-it split-second connectivity between multiple devices, we're giving this round to the iPhone. Round 4. Everyday practicality. Practicality might not be the sexiest word when it comes to discussing tech, but for a lot of us, it's huge. For example, seamless multi-device integration between iOS devices is awesome. What's not so awesome, however, is that the iOS operating system is an entirely closed network. In other words, as a general rule, Apple products only work with other Apple products.
You have to have an iPhone to track an iPhone.
Apple likes to keep its customers firmly in the Appleverse, and if you have pretty much any repair requirement with your iPhone, you're going to have to go to Apple Apple directly to fix it. In fact, it was only with the iPhone 15 that the brand finally let go of its lightning connector obsession and introduced USB-C charging ports. But what about Android? Well, we've already discussed the possible issues with compatibility and security with Android's more relaxed way of doing things. But the fact is, that does make Android devices generally easier to use. You can plug an Android device into pretty much any computer, and boom, you can drag and drop any files to your heart's content. You can also self-repair some issues with Android devices. USB-C has been the norm for a while now, expandable microSD card storage is pretty much a prerequisite with Android phones, and in our opinion, Google Assistant blows Siri out of the water.
I'm an Android guy. Hate Apple.
Think iPhones are for pussies.
Because of a lot of little things, and of course iOS's network being closed, this round goes to Android. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Round 5. User Experience. User experience isn't the same as everyday practicality. It's less about charging cables and file transfers, and more about what the device is like to use and how it makes you feel. We mentioned that brands like Samsung offer entry-level models for inexperienced, infrequent, and budget-conscious smartphone users. But that doesn't mean that these Samsung devices are necessarily easier or more enjoyable to use. In fact, we'd argue to the contrary. Android devices can change massively from device to device, generation to generation, making it tough for even ardent Android fans to feel comfortable and instantly at home with their new device. Android devices also famously have tons of bloatware readily installed on them, which not only takes up memory and slows down your device, but can easily confuse users.
What do you say about Samsung?
In stark contrast, iPhones are designed to be as streamlined, uncluttered, and easy to use as possible. Apple has kept the feel of its iPhones big and small pretty much the same from the get-go, making the user experience easy and familiar each time. For added peace of mind, Apple also has enhanced protection with end-to-end encryption, and their software updates are far more frequent than Android devices. There are also Apple stores everywhere with Genius bars, and iOS boasts things like FaceTime and iMessage, the latter giving Android users serious blue bubble envy.
It's an iPhone joke or something.
Android devices have their own unique quirks too, but the aforementioned iPhone perks are a big part of what makes its user experience fun. And you can't deny the fact that brandishing the Apple logo on your device carries with it a sense of tech superiority, something you just don't get with an Android device. It's not lost on us that Android devices are more customizable than iPhones, and they typically get bigger tech advancements way before equivalent iPhones do. But for ease of use, sleekness, and that inexplicable sense of X factor, this round goes to the iPhone. And after taking 3 of the 5 rounds, the iPhone gets the win. So, what do you think? Did we pick the right winner? Let us know in the comments section below.
I like these colors myself.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.